Hello again. What's up? People of the internet. Internetians. Yeah. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Jay Lyons. Of course, like who the fuck else would it be? It's always me. I don't even know why I have to tell you that. But hey, it sounds professional, right? Like, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Jay Lyons. Oh man, I'm so tired. I don't know why. Just like today, I just like woke up and I was just so tired. I almost like fell asleep at work. I was like sitting there and I'm like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I have to sleep. I'm gonna shut down. And I haven't had coffee today, which you're probably thinking, oh, that's the reason, right? But no, I haven't been drinking coffee in a long time. Like I can't even, when was the last time I had a cup of coffee? It was probably like 2 weeks ago. Something like that. I don't know. I was kind of getting like a sore throat for a second. And so all I wanted to drink was water because, well, water and orange juice because, it's just like when you have a sore throat, you don't want to drink hot shit, you want to drink cold, soothing stuff. So I was drinking just orange juice and water and like it's gone now, but I just haven't been thinking about coffee. Because that was like a thing when I remember when I was up north and I was having like a ton of coffee, right? And I was just having regular coffee and I was saying how caffeine doesn't do anything to me and stuff like that. And people up there were like, "Oh, you're addicted to caffeine, like you're going to go crazy if you stop having caffeine." And I'm telling them like, "No, like that doesn't happen to me. I could just stop drinking coffee if I want and like I'm going to be perfectly fine because caffeine doesn't do anything to me." And they're like, "No, no, you're addicted." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I know what I can do." But, I just kept drinking coffee because I wanted to. But, there's like a prime example. Like, I didn't want to drink coffee. I didn't want to drink anything hot because it was going to irritate my sore throat. And, like, I didn't even care. I was just drinking water and orange juice. And, like, I wasn't even giving a second thought to coffee. Because, like, when my throat hurts, I don't even think about coffee. It's not like I have to make a conscious decision and say, I'm not gonna drink hot drinks. I know I basically kind of sound like that's what I did, but it's not. It's just like when my throat hurts, I automatically know, or I just automatically want to drink only orange juice and water. Like that's just a thing with me. Like my instincts kick in, and I automatically know how to like heal myself. And so I just don't even think about coffee or anything like that. It's just not on my mind. And I don't really care either. Because, I'm not addicted to caffeine. Okay? It just doesn't do anything to me. So yeah, I just, my throat's better now. But I'm still only drinking water. I just fill up a water bottle, bring it to work, and like that's it. And I haven't really been thinking about coffee. I've low key been thinking about coffee because not like I want to drink it, but it's been kind of a thing on my mind because I went to like my favorite restaurant. What was it like this past weekend, or not this past weekend, but the weekend before, something like that, and it's right at Port Canaveral, and it's like right on the water. And you can see all the cruise ships and stuff. So, like, cruise ships have been on my mind recently. They normally are, but it's back in full force right now because I just really want to go on a cruise. And so I was thinking about cruising, and I was thinking about the coffee shop on Royal Caribbean ships because, I go on a lot of different cruise lines, and I like a bunch. But my main cruise line of choice is Royal Caribbean. And so they have this coffee shop on there. They have Starbucks on some of them, but like I don't even give a shit about Starbucks. But they have a coffee shop on there called Latte-Tudes. Get it? Latitudes, lattes, And so I was thinking about their coffee because their coffee is Seattle's best coffee, right? And I've never heard of this Seattle's best coffee except being on a cruise. That's the only place where I know of Seattle's best coffee. And so I kind of thought that was just like a coffee that Royal Caribbean made. And it was like their own coffee thing for their own coffee shop. And I was always kind of confused like why they chose Seattle. But, they did. So I was like, that's cool, I guess. But no, like Seattle's best coffee is like an actual thing. Like it's an actual coffee company that comes from Seattle. And I remember because I recently found K-Cups for them. Actually, no, I found them a long time ago. My boss brought them into work one time. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is an actual, like, coffee brand. And I remember I was up north, and I was talking to some people who are from Seattle. And I'm like, hey, do you guys have, like, a shit ton of Seattle's best coffee everywhere? Because it's, like, a huge company, apparently. I mean, if it's on Royal Caribbean ships cruising to the fucking Caribbean and Bahamas and shit, and it's from Seattle, it's gotta be a pretty fucking big company. You would think. But, like, this person I was talking to was like, I've never even heard of this. And I'm like, it's Seattle's best. How have you not heard of literally your best coffee? It's Seattle's best. I'm like, nah, never heard of it. And so I thought it was like, okay, maybe it is just a random company that's not actually from Seattle, but they just chose Seattle. But no, they're from Seattle. And another crazy thing is that their parent company is Starbucks. And it's just... I don't know, I just kind of thought it was crazy. I was like, how do you not know about your own best coffee? It's from Seattle, it's the best coffee, and it's owned by Starbucks. Like, you would think it would be like this huge thing, but I guess it's not. But I don't know, Seattle's best coffee is actually pretty good. Like, I always get coffee whenever I'm on Royal Caribbean ships. The best thing to do is get like a caramel latte and watch the sunrise. Oh. Chef's kiss, man. Chef's fucking kiss. So good. But, yeah. That's my rant on coffee. Or it's not a rant, but that's my thing on coffee. Because I haven't talked about coffee in a long time. It's because, like I said, it hasn't really been on my mind. Because coffee's just sort of like, to me, it's like soda. It's just something that I enjoy drinking, but it's not something that I need to survive, But anyway, so I had this bit planned for this podcast episode, but that part is gonna have to wait for like another episode. I don't know when I'm gonna bring it back up, but I decided to change it because there's been something on my mind this past week, and I have to let it out. So, I mean, as you probably know, my last episode, right? I was talking about bad Instagram bios. And, ever since it came out, I've been thinking about it, because I took people's Instagram bios and I basically even though I didn't call them out specifically, their names, but I took their bios and I basically put them on blast. And I was basically just like, hey, your bio sucks, And yeah, like I said, obviously I didn't call them out specifically. But I mean, if you go onto Instagram, right, and you find, some of the bios I talked about, you could probably find the person or the people or whatever that I was referencing, You probably know them yourself, people who have similar bios, the bad puns and stuff like that. And you're like, dude, I know people who are like that. And I just came onto this episode and just shit on their bios. And it just kind of got me thinking about all my episodes. And it just seems like every week I get on this fucking app or apps, because, you know, this is on multiple platforms. But, you know, I get on here and I just take like a group of people and I just shit on them. I just say like, yeah, you know that thing you guys do, it sucks. Fuck you. And like that's not what I'm trying to do, you know. I come on here and I sound like an asshole. And like I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like I'm not trying to come on here and say like you suck or your shit sucks, whatever it is, you know. It's just my opinion on things, and I just make fun of them a little bit. But you know, it's just like, you know, especially the person who basically like started the entire bad Instagram bio thing. You know, whatever their bio was, it was like casual Instagram but spam audience, or with the audience of a spam, whatever the fuck it was. You know, I felt bad for that person specifically because I was talking about their bio for like a long time, and I was like going into detail, making fun of each individual like word, you know. And so, you know, just like, you know, the person whose bio that is, casual Instagrammer, consider this my formal apology. I'm not making fun of you, okay? It just, your bio was kind of confusing to me, and so I thought I'd make fun of it. But yeah, I mean, still, like, come on. You have to admit, like, what is casual Instagram? I don't even really know what that means. Yeah, it's just like, you know, even though, like, the casual Instagram person, they never reached out to me and said something like I'm an asshole or whatever. But, you know, just because they didn't, doesn't mean that I'm not. You know, so I just want to apologize to all the people who I've been making fun of on this podcast, because it's nothing personal, okay? It's just me making fun of, like, things. I don't know how to explain it, but there was this person, I was on Instagram, and this person, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but they've been putting like polls or stuff on their story. And, you know, I don't really watch stories a whole lot, but I've been kind of getting into it recently, just like watching them. And even when I watch stories, like, I don't really participate in polls a whole lot, especially when it's not someone that I'm really friends with, you know, when it's not really someone I know. I mean, I will sometimes, because sometimes the questions are interesting, the polls, and so I just want to put my input. But there's like this one where I swear this poll was directed at me. I swear to God. Because this person put on as a poll, hold on, let me see if I can get it. But it was 100% directed towards me. I know it. Like, when I saw this, I was like, dude, that's fucking me. It says, do you find yourself judging other people based on their interests? And it says, for example, everyone in this, you know, whatever it is like this, etc. And that's that's basically what I do on this thing. Like, bringing up the bad Instagram bios, I was like, everyone who puts bad puns in their bio essentially suck. Like, I do that all the time. So this person, 100%, they have to listen to this, and they probably just don't like what I do. And I just want to say, bro, I'm sorry. Like, it's nothing personal. I didn't even check their bio. I probably should check the bio, see if I probably made fun of them. That's probably why they made that. Because they're like, I want to call you out. But I answered the poll. I answered truthfully. I said, yes. I'm sorry. I'm not an asshole, okay? I'm just giving my opinion on things. Come on, it's supposed to be funny. You're supposed to listen and be like, haha, funny shit. Because I'm sure there's groups that I'm a part of that people think is dumb. Probably they're like, hey, anyone who doesn't really have an Instagram bio is a dumbass or an asshole. And I gotta say, that's probably true. Coming from a guy who doesn't have a bio, that's true. Anyways, I kind of want to get that off my chest because I was like, because even the bit I planned for this episode was gonna be essentially that formula. People like this are like this. And so I'm like, I can't talk about that. I have to see. Am I an asshole? I don't think so. I think I'm just funny. I try to be funny. But yeah, just want to get that off my chest. I kind of talked to my friend about this because I just saw my friend recently. I haven't seen him in like forever. But we finally linked up after a long time and we went to Universal. And I was kind of talking to him about, I was like, dude, I kind of felt like an asshole in that. But he reassured me and lied and said, no, you're not. You're such a good person. No, but yeah, so we went to Universal and we went on Velocicoaster. Because that ride's fucking awesome. And we got the front row because, you have to get the front row on a roller coaster. And literally best ride ever. I gotta say. Hagrid's is still really good. Hagrid's motorbike, whatever the fuck it's called. It's a good ride, but it's been beaten by Velocicoaster. Because it's just fast. And I love fast. Hagrid's is fast too. What am I talking about? But yeah, so we were hanging out and while we were there, when I hang out with my friends, I kind of feel weird like having them pay for shit. I don't know why. Like when it comes to like food and drinks and stuff like that, like if we're both getting something at the same time, unless we're buying like products, like merchandise and shit, I just feel weird not paying for it. I don't know why. I go up and like when you go to order food and stuff and they're like, okay, what do you want? And I'm always like, you go first, the other person, whoever it is, and then I go second, and then I just pay for it. And so I'm like I guess my friend, he doesn't like when people pay for shit because he was trying to like pay me back. And I'm like, dude, it's not a big deal, right? And he was trying to Venmo me, and I don't know what happened to my Venmo, but it's fucked up right now. And I don't feel like fixing it right now because I don't use Venmo a whole lot. But like for some reason my account is like locked, and I think it's from inactivity because I haven't used Venmo in a long time. And so they're like, oh, we need to confirm your identity. And so you have to answer all these fucking questions, and I'm like, I don't want to go through this right now. I always start and they're like, okay, put in your name, and I put in my name, and it's like, okay, now put in like answer security questions or whatever it is. And I'm just like, dude, I don't have time for this, and I exit out. And it's never been an issue because like I said, I haven't used Venmo in forever, and I never really had a reason to be using Venmo recently, and so it's just like, it's not a priority. But he's trying to Venmo me, I'm like, dude, it's not gonna work. Because also, I completely forgot what my, like, username for Venmo is. So, like, he couldn't even find my account to send me money, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't even remember, and I didn't feel like opening up the app and checking. Because, like, I would have to look for it. It's not even on my homepage. I would have to like go through all the folders and see like where it is in like the app drawer or whatever. And I'm like, dude, it's broken right now. I'm like, don't worry about it. But he's like, no, I'm not going to let you do this. And I'm like, dude, it's whatever. I don't really give a shit. But yeah, then like in the afternoon, for some reason, he just really wanted a burger. Okay. And so I'm like, okay, well, where do you want to go? Right? And I kind of found out a secret. Universal food prices are pretty much the same everywhere. Like I'm talking about in the parks and as well as City Walk. I mean, sure, yeah, you could find differences. Like, steak is gonna be a shit ton of money, obviously, at like City Walk restaurants. But like universal food prices are just like super expensive. And so like you can go to there's like this, I'll call it like a fast food restaurant. It's called Mel's Diner inside the parks. And they sell like fast food burgers and they're like $15 or something crazy. But you can go to like Margaritaville on City Walk, okay, and get a fucking cheeseburger in paradise. A good ass like sit down restaurant made burger, and it would be for $15 as well. And I just found that out recently, right? So we're always about saving money, but I'm also about that good food. So he's like, oh, let's go to Mel's or whatever. And so I said to him, just as, options. I told him about the whole, how prices are the same. I was like, yeah, so we can go to Margaritaville and it'll be like the same price. But you also get like the sit down experience, and you get like a nice kitchen made burger. And he's like, oh, okay. So, and then I'm like, okay, so where do you want to go? And he's like, well, I don't know. And so I'm like, okay, here are your options. And I was giving him options and I mentioned Margaritaville again, just because that's one of the options. And then he's like, you know what? Fine. Let's go to Margaritaville. Let's just do it. Is that what you want to do? And like, I'm gonna be real. I didn't really have a preference. I just thought I'd give him options to let him know, like, if you don't want shitty fast food burgers, you can get a nice sit down kitchen made burger for the same exact price, because like I said, we're always about saving money, but also we're about that good food. And so if I'm going to spend $15, I want to make sure I'm getting good ass food for it. Right? So I just thought I'd give him the options. So we finally said, we're like, all right, fine, we'll just go to Margaritaville. So we walked to Margaritaville, and I mean, it wasn't packed. I've been to Margaritaville when it's been more busy. Okay, there's more people waiting to get sit down, right? And this is like, I don't know, it's like 7 o'clock or something. And we walk in, and we're like, yeah, we want to eat here. Whatever the process is, whatever you say to the people. And she like gave us this look like she didn't know what the fuck we're talking about. And I'm like, dude, this is a restaurant. How do you not understand when we say like we would like a table? But she finally understood what we were talking about after staring at us for like 5 seconds. And she's like, oh, do you not have a reservation? And we're like, no. And she's like, okay, well then the earliest you can see is 10:30. 10:30. It's 7 o'clock. And so we're like, okay, that's a wrap. And so we're like, we're out of here. So we left. And this motherfucker still wants a burger. Okay. So he's like, okay, where can we get a burger? So I said, well, we can always go back to Mel's, but there's also a place in Jurassic Park called like Burger Digs or whatever. And, I mean, you could probably get burgers anywhere, but those were the first two that came to my mind. And so he's like, okay, let's go to Burger Digs. Because we were also planning on trying to get on a Velocicoaster at night, with all the lights on. And so Burger Digs is in Islands of Adventure, and Islands of Adventure was closing at like 9 or something. And we get into the park, it's like 7:30, 7:45, whatever it was, and we get to Burger Digs, and they're fucking closed. Like, yeah, we're done for the night. And I'm like, dude, the park's still fucking open. The park's open for like another hour. How are you going to say no to my money? Right? But the dude's like, yeah, we're closed. So I'm like, okay, that's just wonderful. So we start walking. I guess we're walking towards the exit. I don't really know if that was where we were going, but that's where we were headed. And we see like this burger place in like the Cartoon Land, whatever it's called. And so we go up there and that fucking place is closed too. And I'm like, geez, okay, what is opened? Okay, what isn't closed? Because the park still has like another hour and all the restaurants are closed. Dude, how are you going to say no to my money? I got $15 for your cheap ass burger. Okay? Why aren't you taking it? You should be unlocking all your doors and said, give me your money. Come on. I mean, how much did that burger cost to buy for you to make? Like $3? Come on. It's a cheap ass burger. Just take my $15. Make your profit. Okay? It's bag collecting season. Collect the motherfucking bags. Anyways, so the other burger place was closed too. And so the only other burger place was Burger King. Now, I've been to Burger King like once in my life. And I was like 10 or 12 or whatever. I don't even know. But yeah, so they had this place. It's called like the Burger Bars. It's not like a full-blown Burger King. They only make burgers there. And they make custom burgers. And so we go there. And I wasn't really that hungry anyways. But I got a burger. And this dude finally got his burger that he always wanted. So, you know, we're good. We were good after that. But yeah, it was nice going to Universal, like, other than the whole burger situation. But it was nice, you know, it was nice to catch up and all that stuff. The only thing is that, leading up to going to Universal, I was like, okay, this is going to be awesome. Because I need to get some more photos. Right? That I gotta, you know, post on the gram. Bitches love the gram. So I'm like, I'm ready to get photos, right? Because Universal has some pretty good spots to get photos. So I'm pumped because I haven't posted in like a year. And so on like my main account. Main account at Real J Lines. Just let me throw that plug in right there. Follow my main account. I know I haven't posted in a year, but follow my main. Trust me, photos are coming. If you do want photos though, I am posting more on my on the podcast Instagram account at Lion on Main. So yeah, at Real J Lions for my main, at Lion on Main for the podcast. Did I say that correctly? I don't even remember, but whatever. So I was so pumped to get photos, right? And so we go there, and I don't know what it was, but my hair was just like, no. My hair's like, we're not getting photos today. It just wasn't working with me. The entire day, I'm like looking. Every once in a while, like, I'll open up the camera on my phone, and I'll look at my hair, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Can you look good? I don't even understand, like, what happened. Because when I left in the morning, it looked impeccable. There's a vocab word for you there. It looked impeccable. I was like, dude, I am so ready to get these photos taken. And then my hair was like, oh, really? No. It decided for the rest of the day to look on its absolute worst behavior. And I was also bummed because I was like, now I just don't look good in general. But, you know, other than not getting, because I'm like, I'm not even going to mention photos, okay? Because I don't want a single photo of me taken looking like this. And so we didn't. And I'm glad because I didn't want to get my picture taken. I don't know if my friend noticed. He probably didn't, but actually, no, he probably did. He was probably like, the entire day, he's like, dude, what the fuck is up with this guy? It's probably like, God, I can't even believe I'm walking with you. No, but it was all good. You know, even though my hair fucking sucked while we were there. It was a good day. I'd say it was a good day. We didn't have any people on their high horse on Velocicoaster, so like that was good. I was actually I was kind of worried that the ride was going to break down and people were going to be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this." No, but actually I was talking to my friend. We were in line for Velocicoaster and I was talking to my friend about Fast and Furious cuz the new Fast and Furious movie just came out. What are they on, like 9 now or something? And I think those movies are fucking hilarious. I don't know why. It's just so fucking crazy. You know, they're like doing shit with cars that just aren't meant to happen. And all this stuff. And I even saw like the spin-off movie, like the Hobbs and Shaw movie. Is that what it was called? I even watched that. And that movie was hilarious. And so I was saying how, like, I'm pumped to see what they do in 7 because they brought John Cena onto 9. And he's like Vin Diesel's brother. Even though they look nothing alike, other than the fact that they both got muscles. They look nothing alike, but somehow they're brothers. But I'm like, okay, whatever. But The Rock wasn't in this one. Dwayne Johnson, he wasn't in the 9th one, because I guess he's got like beef with Vin Diesel or somebody. And so I'm like, I can't wait to see him in the 10th one. And this guy, I guess he was just like eavesdropping on a conversation, started going on like a whole ass rant about how Fast and Furious sucks, basically. And saying that he can't believe they're at 9 and it's insane and they shouldn't have made it this far and they're not making a 10 and they shouldn't make a 10 and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, it ain't that deep. Like, I know there's like movie series that you can not like, but if you're getting that genuinely angry over like a movie series, like dude, maybe you're just taking things a little too seriously. Because it ain't that deep. You know I go on here and I rant about random shit, okay? But, you know, it's all in the name of comedy. This guy was getting genuinely angry in the name of rage. It's like he had so much pent up anger about Fast and Furious and he was just waiting for someone to mention it so he can just explode. Because dude was just listening to our conversation. Listening to us talk about Fast and Furious, and he's like, you know what, let me unload for a second. And like the line even started moving, and he's like walking away from us, and he's still trying to like rage at us. I'm like, okay, bye, dude. It was nice listening to your rant. Like, you didn't even throw in any jokes. I mean, come on, if you're gonna rage, you can throw in some jokes. Kind of loosen the tension. This dude was all rage. No jokes. He's like, this shit ain't funny. This is real. I didn't even know what to do. But, like, for some reason while we were there, it's like, a lot of people decided, you know, today's the day I'm going to eavesdrop. Because we had, like, what, 2 or 3 people eavesdropping on our conversation, just waiting in line for Velocicoaster, and I've never had that before. I don't think I've had a single person eavesdrop on my conversation, and I had, like, 3 in one day. In one line. What is with these people? Like, I don't know. I just kind of thought it was weird. I've always wanted to just like jump into a conversation, and like I have before. But like it's supposed, I do it to be funny. These people were like genuinely jumping into our conversation, and it's not like I don't like them. You know, there's like this one guy who jumped in our conversation, and like I had a genuinely enjoyable conversation with this guy, talking about what were we talking about? I think we were talking about Avengers Campus over in Disneyland out in California. That dude was kind of chill, talking about that. But yeah, I've never had anybody else do that. I've never had someone rage at me in line about Fast and Furious. But yeah, I guess there's a first time for everything. But yeah, if you find someone who doesn't like Fast and Furious, it's best to just let them go. Because I could not get a word in with this guy. I was like trying to say shit, because I was trying to say jokes to break the tension. This guy's just like, no, they're in space now and it's bullshit. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna let you go, you know, let all your steam out, you know. I don't know how you can hate Fast and Furious like that much. You know, I know it's kind of dumb how it went from like actually about cars to crazy stunts. But I mean, like, I've seen most of the Fast and Furious movies. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen most of them, and like, they're not even that bad, I would say. You know, yeah, it's kind of cheesy, and like, family is like every other word. But like, all in all, a lot of them are just like heist movies, you know, but they just have cars. And it's like, it's not that bad. It's just like a fun, cheesy movie series, I would say. You know, that has fast cars. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this episode. Oh yeah, so real quick, A lot of people actually reached out to me and said that they want to be called Lion Cubs. I didn't get any love for Chodes. Come on, do you guys not like Chodes? I thought that was funny. Chodesters? I kind of thought you guys would think that was funny and be like, yeah, you know. But, you know, then again, like, would I want to be called a Chode? Probably not. But yeah, I mentioned Lion Cubs, but I was like, I'm not going to do that because that's just, like, cute. And, you know, like, I don't have a problem with cuteness, but I mean, come on. I can't, like, come onto this podcast and go like, what's up, my Lion Cubs? I don't know, like, Lion Cubs, I feel like I would have to, like, come on here and go like, hello, Lion Cubs, how are you? Welcome to the cute little podcast. You know? I mean, it's weird if I, like, the beginning is all cute, calling you Lion Cubs, and I just, like, go in and say, oh, yeah, and that shit you guys do is dumb. You know, right back to the making fun of groups of people. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not an asshole. But yeah, so, best part of the podcast, self-promotion. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Liking the video really helps me out a lot because that kicks into the YouTube algorithm and says, yeah, people like this shit. And it gets me to more people. At least I think that's how it works. I've never really had it work. But like I said, there's a first time for everything. So, and then if you're listening to this on like Apple Podcasts, leave a review. Because I'm assuming that's like it's like a similar thing to liking on YouTube. I think that kicks into the iTunes algorithm, Apple Podcasts. But whatever. So yeah. And then on Spotify, follow whatever it is. And, you know, whatever you're listening to this on, just do like whatever the equivalent is of subscribing and liking. And then, as I said before, follow me on social media at RealJLions on Instagram and Twitter. And then follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter at Lion on Main. Like I said, I'm posting more on Lion on Main. So if you want photos, that's where they'll be. So check it out. And I think that's it. Oh, share. Yes, absolutely share with everyone. Share with your mom, your dad, your friends, your enemies, your dog, your cat, your grandma. Your grandma's gonna be appalled that you listen to this, but just show it to her anyways. Just be like, Grandma, this is so funny. Who knows, maybe she's a chill grandma, and she'll love it. Maybe she'll follow. Maybe Grandma will subscribe. Oh man, why do I gotta make this so weird? Anyways, yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Love you. I don't know. Do I?